What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Jarrell, Big Baby Miller. Get this, Jarrell Miller on the loss to Daniel Dubois, he said, "We're gonna get in better shape." The nickname Big Baby wasn't just funny play on words, but to a certain degree, it was a way of life for Jarrell Miller. The heavyweight division plays host to a number of gigantic men, but practically none of them are as big as Jarrell Miller. Despite routinely stepping onto the scales around 300 mark, Miller continuously made it work. He was quick on his feet, closed the distance faster to most, and normally outworked his opponents. The bigger the better, that was Miller's line of thinking. So during the pre-fight weigh-in for the showdown against Daniel Dubois, Miller came in at 333 pounds. Once he flexed at the Saudi Arabian crowd, he began rubbing his belly before pushing his upcoming opponent, okay? And this is what he had to say. He said, "We're going to be active," said Miller during the post-fight interview. "We're going to get in better shape and have a longer camp. We're going to be back, baby, back to the gym." Those are the words of Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and let me counterpunch. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again about Jarrell Miller. I can appreciate guys that can ditch it out, but guys that can also take it. And guys like Jarrell Miller, Keith Thurman, those guys, you hear them, they talk a lot. They're very self-promotional. But then when they lose, they're not bitches. They're not spoiled sports. They don't have this bad attitude, this bad sportsmanship. They don't have that. I respect anybody like that. I don't care what you did before, what your resume is, the shit you said or whatever. It wasn't that bad. It was a bunch of Brooklyn street bullshit, street talk, okay? That's Jarrell Miller. And after he got beat, he took it like a man. He owned the shit. And he was like, look, we're going to be back. We're going to have a better camp. Shout out to him. He gained my respect. I take my hats off to Daniel Dubois. What more can you ask for? So I look forward to him coming back because everybody should love a good comeback story. And despite the losses he took outside the ring, he's first time taking one inside the ring at this point. So now he's 1-1. I think he's 24, 1, and 22. Now, if he does continue his comeback and he keeps passing drug tests and he's able to lose weight and he's able to do the things that he's supposed to do, a longer camp and stay in shape, I think he can be a pretty good contender in the heavyweight division, especially coming from the American side of the pond. Okay, so that's positivity. There was absolutely nothing that Jarrell Miller said negative or derogatory towards Daniel Dubois or anybody else after that fight. That shows character. Despite how you feel about Jarrell Miller, it shows character. You know what I mean? Now, let's say what he could have done. Because for all the people that still say, hey, fuck Jarrell Miller, I still don't like him. He's a drug cheat. He should never be back in the sport of boxing. He should have never been given a license again. I'll say this. For people or for character purposes, he could have done that a whole lot different. Let's say, hey, guess what? Fuck Daniel Dubois still. I still think he's a bitch. He ran like a scared coward. All he did was hold and move. You know what I mean? He really didn't hurt me. I just had a bad training camp. That's all. I would have been so much better or whatever. But it wasn't him at all. His punches didn't work. I'll be back. The referee didn't have to stop the fight. You know what I mean? I think that's all that really was. The referee was allowing him to hold me. You know what I mean? Excuse after excuse. We could have heard that. We could have heard exactly that, but we didn't. We didn't hear any of that. We didn't hear any of the shit that he could have used like other people we've heard use the same bullshit. Then we still look at that person over that person, which I don't anymore. Okay? Character-wise, Jarrell Miller's good in my book. You know what I mean? Because when I seen him lose and he took it like a man, I know, okay, this is a real man. Okay? Because this is a person that knows how to own his own faults, how to take a loss, and how to move on. That's what he's talking about in this article. Hey, we're going to be in better shape. You got to respect it and see if his words match his actions. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Jarrell Big Baby Miller stating that we're going to be in better shape for the next one. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!